At this point, there is no easy answer for them. Here in the parking lot, the dumpsters are out. Renovations on the exterior of the building have already begun. Still, many of these tenants have nowhere to go. They say, quite frankly, they do not trust the water coming out of their taps. Instead, they rely on bottled water. They believe it's a couple of teens who live nearby, and they are doing a whole lot of damage. Take a look at this side door. They bashed the glass in. You can see that glass scattered right there. There are 5 911 calls. In them, passersby tell dispatchers there's a man dressed all in black in the middle of the road and that he has a gun. Is there any way we could just ask you a couple of questions? Wilson County Sheriff Calvin Woodard once again declines to take questions. Sheriff, what about those Facebook comments that you made regarding the dogs? Is there any update on that? We know that police were called here to Worsham Drive for a reported assault. There remains a heavy police presence here on Lowell Ridge Road, which is about 2 blocks away from Worsham Drive. Again, the call came in at around 8:40 tonight. You can see several police cars lining the road. There's also that ambulance back there. We're told EMTs were called here as a precaution. Now, we want to show you some video that we shot as soon as we arrived on scene shortly after 8:30. Now, I was able to make it down to Worsham Drive, and I spotted more than a dozen police cruisers, some officers in tactical gear. Again, a huge response. There was also a large group of people across from the home. Now, neighbors I had the chance to speak with say they haven't been told much. They have not been told by police to hunker down, so it's unclear what exactly is behind this large police presence. Again, we know that police were called here for a reported assault, and that at this point, people are not allowed to remove their cars, again, from Lowell Ridge Road. We're going to continue to follow this closely, and we will, of course, keep you updated both on air and online. For now, we are live in Raleigh. Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News. Councilman Tyrone Williams told the city council that despite their motion, he would not resign. His attorney providing this timeline of events, saying his client did nothing wrong. That was all expected. What happened next was not.
All text messages and calls were monitored and recorded by the FBI.
Jordan Jones, a partner in the Prince Charles redevelopment project, admitting at tonight's city council meeting that he'd been working with the FBI. It comes after a December 21st meeting in which Councilman Williams can be heard asking him for $15,000, saying he could make any problems with a title for the hotel go away. Jones says he recorded that meeting. A copy of it was provided to us by the Fayetteville Observer.
If I could have got 100,000 written off, I believe, but I think I'd just sign off for like 15,000. I'd be done.
Okay.
I'd be over with. I'd be completely done.
He contacted the FBI. The FBI asked him to become involved in their investigation, gave him the cell phone, gave him the cell phone number, asked him to make contact. He did that.
Jones's attorney, Lonnie Player, says his client is speaking out to clear his name. What was the $15,000 for?
That was a discussion that he was having an amount of work that he had performed by previous owners.
Williams' attorney, Chris Poppy, says it was Jones who followed up. And when Jones offered Williams the money, he told Jones they'd need to get their attorneys involved.
Councilman Williams' intent that this be done properly, that it be done in accordance with the law.
With the strong support and firm belief that I violated no law, I will not resign.
Williams wouldn't take any questions. A couple of his constituents disappointed by his decision, voicing their concerns.
This is disheartening. It's disappointing. I want you to do the right thing, Mr. Williams. Your audacious display of disrespect for the city of Fayetteville astonishes me.
Councilman Williams recused himself from voting on any matters pertaining to the hotel or the baseball stadium. As for that ethics investigation, the mayor says it's still unclear how that will proceed. In Fayetteville, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News. It's been about 6 months since John McCollum and 9 of his followers were arrested. He says at its height, 200 people lived at the ranch. Now there's only 5. Still, John McCollum denies any wrongdoing.
There's a lot of things that people don't understand.
Bedridden on hospice care, John McCollum says he wants to set the record straight. The leader of the alternative religious group opening up about his beliefs, his ranch, and his followers.
If you work together, you accomplish more than you would by yourself.
McCullum says he bought the property in Godwin back in 1993. Formerly homeless himself, McCullum, who was already preaching, tells me he hoped to help others, allowing them to live on the ranch. He says the rules were simple: no drinking, no drugs. His followers attend church, wear black and white, and weren't allowed to have boyfriends or girlfriends, at least not while they stayed here.
I was messing with me. He said, "You seem like a dad to me." And when he said that, yeah, but when people come around, they started calling me Dad.
Many of his followers, including children, still call him Dad. In 2008, McCullum bought his first fish market. 2 others would follow. He says he used them to help pay for the ranch. Authorities accuse McCullum and 9 others of forcing children between 9 and 17 years old to work at those markets. They called it slave labor and say the children didn't go to school. McCullum tells me the children would study there. He places the blame on 6 teens who he claims didn't want to learn.
Trying to make them do schoolwork, they wouldn't do it. And I told them, I said, if you can't get them to do it, you need to put them in public school.
So some people might question, you're the head here. How didn't you know what was going on?
I was ahead. When I started getting sick, I didn't feel like being bothered.
As his health declined, McCullum says his oversight grew more lax. He showed me photos of children he tells me he helped become productive adults. McCullum and his followers are also charged with fabricating high school transcripts to enroll teens at Wake Tech. He was released on bail back in May after he suffered several strokes while behind bars. It was the one thing on everyone's mind at Town Hall and the one thing that no one wanted to talk about, and that's the DWI charge the now Mayor Williams is facing. I asked him about it. And with that, Sharpsburg has a new mayor, Robert Williams Jr.
As with any new administration, there will be changes.
Williams didn't elaborate on that or mention the charge he's now facing. The new mayor is accused of drinking and driving on the very night he was elected to this office. Police say he almost crashed his car near Town Hall. Given your recent incident with the drinking and driving, some are going to question your character. What would you say?
We're not even talking about that. If you want to talk about that, talk to my attorney.
Things happen, and I'm sure that he probably was celebrating a little bit too early.
The new mayor pro tem and commissioners quick to come to his defense. Police say Williams' blood alcohol content was 0.13. The legal limit in our state is 0.08.
Everybody makes mistakes, and I don't think we should be quick to judge.
In this small town of about 2,000 people, opinions were mixed.
I don't think it's right.
Anybody can take a drink and make a mistake, but not holding that against him.
I don't think they should have gave it to him.
Williams won by just 7 votes. As for his court case, it was continued. In Sharpsburg, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News.